We should be recording. There we go.
Yep, it's showing. That's exciting.
Over Dramatic Book Fanatics, episode 2, Abby. Did you think we would actually get this far?
Yes, because we can't. we never stop talking.
We don't stop talking.
So
we need these episodes
we might as
to
well.
yap.
Yeah, this is our regularly scheduled yap session anyway. So
yes. So have we just figured out that actually this isn't for anyone else's benefit? It's just for us. But if anybody wants to join along, then that's their choice.
100%.
They have the option. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain people who I will make it their problem and they must watch it, but yes.
100%. And they know who they are already.
They know who they are.
They know who they are. So, episode 2, we're going to be discussing probably one of the best series, for me, personally, that we have read in 2025, Abby.
Definitely one of the top ones, yeah.
We should probably also give a shout out to the two people that the two people that we read it with. We buddy read the series with Leanne and Luke. So Amongst Chaos She Reads on Instagram and Tales Through the Pages.
That's it. Yes.
That's it.
I never remember Luke's username and I always feel so bad.
Luke. You should be applauding us right now for the fact we just remembered it. But Leanne and Luke, amazing bookstagrammers, great people. We had such a good time buddy reading the Gael Song Trilogy with them earlier this year. Oh my gosh, when did we do it?
I think it was June and July.
June time.
I think, yeah.
Early
summer, yeah.
And we blitzed through it, didn't we?
We did, and all 4 of us cheated. I don't think a single one of us actually stuck to the buddy read, so that's a really good sign that we all, couldn't stop reading.
It was 100% one of those great things where Luke would say, guys, just to let you know, Leanne has totally not stuck to the schedule, and you and me were like, this is good because it means that we don't have to stick. What a shame. Oops. And then, we just had the best time. So we had to shout out to Leanne and Luke because they made the buddy read great and all of their thoughts about it were fantastic. So I hope they're watching and I hope they are enjoying this and I hope we don't miss anything out. And if they have anything to say, they can put it in the comments and add to the discussion. But we are going to be talking about the Gael Song Trilogy by Shauna Lawless, which I feel like recently has become a really popular series. I think since Daughter of the Other World, her sort of newest releases come out, I feel like it's being spoken about a lot more, which is deserved. But I still think it's an underrated series. I still think it's underrated. I still don't think it's talked about enough. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah,
I don't see it on the shelves in bookstores nearly enough. No, I went around the whole of Hay on Wye. I was fuming actually because I went around the whole of Hay on Wye while we were buddy reading the first one. And I was like, perfect, I'm in Hay on Wye. Let me pick up a copy of the second one. And not a single bookshop in the book town of the UK, not a single one had a copy of the second book in this series.
Shame on them.
I know. I'm going to make it my mission in life to get one there.
Yes, absolutely. That's a poor show on their behalf. Strongly worded email?
I don't know. They were having some... Yeah, I don't know if most of those stores have internet, to be fair.
Yeah, they're on the old-fashioned tills still. It's all a bit behind.
Yeah.
Oh no,
we're massively underrated, and I've definitely been seeing a bit more love for it recently, which is really exciting. But
it's great. It's so good to see. It's so good to see. But before we get started, Abby, I hope you don't mind. But I mean, we don't really need an icebreaker as such. But I just thought it might be a fun way to start the episode. I normally will want to start with like a random question of the day. But I recently did a little quick-fire question challenge, and I thought I would do the same to you and just put you in the hot seat and be like, I'm just going to bombard you with questions. But there are quite a lot. There's like 24. So it really does have to be quick-fire. So completely non-Gael Song related, but I thought, why not? Let's just go for it. And we could learn a bit more about you as a reader. You're in the hot seat. Are you ready?
Yes. No pressure.
Also, I'd just like to say that Ernie has come to join. He is beside me. And if he does whine, I'm really, really sorry in advance. He's looking for food. It's not a good sign. Okay. He's not gonna find any. Okay, Abby, question 1. Ebook or physical book?
Physical book.
Oh, you're so good. You just gave me the answer. When I did it, I gave 15 seconds of explanation.
I'm now doubting that because I do read a lot on my Kindle. But I think my heart's with a physical book.
Yes.
there's something about it. It's tactile, isn't it? But like,
if you could only have one type for the rest of your life,
I would definitely choose physical. Yeah,
there we
100%.
go.
Yeah.
Paperback or hardback?
Oh, hardbacks
Right.
look better on the shelf, and they're not uncomfortable to read. But I do think there's something about a paperback. Like, again, it's that tactile. Like, I can get my grubby little mitts on it, and you know, I don't know what this is, but yeah, I think paperback.
Love it. Online or in-store book shopping? I personally think this is a stupid question.
Obviously in store. Yeah.
Obviously in store. It's a whole experience. Now this one threw me because I thought they were the same thing. But Abi, you might have some sort of thing to add to this. Trilogies or series?
A trilogy is a series.
That's what I said.
I would have said, if you'd asked me a year ago, I would have said trilogy all the way. Because I stood by the fact that books didn't no, I'd never read a series longer than 3 books where there wasn't at least one book that was like a slog. But then everyone told me to read The Faithful and the Fallen, and I did, and not a single book in that is a miss. So now I have faith in longer series again. But I think a trilogy, but just because it's the commitment. Yeah. It's not that I don't love a longer series, it's just the commitment. I'm scared of it.
No, fair. I totally get that. And yes, the Faithful and the Fallen series is a game changer in terms of like series lengths. Like, it just smashes it.
It doesn't miss.
Question number 5. It doesn't. Heroes or villains?
Heroes. I do love a good. Yeah, no, I do love a good villain. But I did see the new Superman recently, and I mean, anyone that's seen it will know. He's just, he's such a good guy, actually, and he's so handsome. I think I'm in a new phase of life.
Oh yes, you're in the light side. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I said villains when I answered it, but now I'm in my head like Aragorn, obviously.
Yeah,
heroes.
And this is the thing. Yeah, Aragorn as well. He's like throughout the whole of that first book, all I could think was, oh God, Aragorn, you're such a good guy. So yeah, I think heroes. But I do love reading a good villain.
Yes, I agree. A book you want everyone to read?
Oh, everyone. That's a lot.
I know, right?
Malice by John Gwynne.
I said the same one.
Yeah.
The last book. Oh no, sorry. Recommend an underrated book.
Ooh. Children of God's Fighting Men by Shauna Lawless.
I was hoping it would come up 100%. The last book that you finished, Abi?
Fellowship of the Ring. Today. I finished it today. Same. As did you, yeah. And we're not fine. God. We're not okay about it at all. But no, this for another day.
This is like a mask. Everything I combust earlier. It was.
Yeah, I finished it. I was listening to the audio, and I was doing a really boring spreadsheet at work. And I think the last like 15 to 20 minutes of the audio, I was just like staring at my screen, like, oh God. it's so happening. Visceral, like that audio narration. I was there. I just, yeah. Oh. So yeah.
What a day.
That was my last finished book. Yeah, great day. Momentous day.
Love this for you. The last book you bought. Was it when you bought Pachinko and Dracula?
I think it was. Not Dracula. It was Glorious Exploits and Pachinko. That's what I bought.
That's the one I recommended that, yes.
2 at the same time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I already had Dracula. I think that is the last books I bought. Oh, I did have a pre-order come as well. So I didn't physically buy it recently, but I had my pre-order of the special edition of People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. That arrived the other day as well. And I can't remember if that was more recently.
Yeah. Didn't you also get Holly?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Oh my God, you're exposing me. Yeah, I did. I got Holly by Adeline Grace's. That arrived, I think, like the day after. I don't know. Oh no, I'm fully lying. None of those are the answer, and I'm fully exposing myself here. It was Every Spiral of Fate. That was the last book I bought. Of course it was.
You treated yourself.
It's literally right there in front of me. I treated myself in the shop because I was having a bad day. Yeah. So yeah, that's just exposed how many books I bought recently, though, which is horrifying.
Sorry, let's move on.
Moving on.
It's fine. It's fine. The weirdest thing that you've ever used as a bookmark?
I'll use anything as a bookmark.
Someone else's finger. Just hold that for me.
Just hold. Oh gosh. Honestly, I'm pretty good these days with bookmarks, but I think the thing that Joel tells me off for the most is I'm sorry, I know that this is going to split opinions. I will just leave a book face down like that.
No, I've done this before. I don't think anybody can judge that.
I don't know. I don't think anything I use as a bookmark is that weird. It's just whatever's there.
Yeah. If it's there, it'll do. I've used a leaf before. I was in the pub.
I think I've used a leaf. I don't know. Maybe like a cat toy, maybe is possible. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know the answer to that one. A bookmark. Maybe that's the wildest thing to use.
That's the weirdest thing. Used books, yes or no?
Yes, 100% yes. Most, about half the books I buy are used, I reckon. Good percentage of them are.
Yeah. Your top 3 favourite genres?
Oh, okay. Fantasy, romance, science fiction.
Nice.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Nice.
Like speculative science fiction.
Oh, I love that specificity. Lovely.
It's just like it scratches an itch in my brain. I love thinking about. I don't read that many of them, but when I do, I'm like, oh yeah, that was good.
Do you
it makes you think about like weird.
Makes you have like an existential crisis.
Exactly that. Yeah. I just like thinking about weird human concepts, or like how actually nothing is real. Yeah, perfect.
Yes, and you're like, oh, I'm just a pimple on the planet. Like I have no relevance.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And then I log in and go to work.
And then we do that. Borrow or buy?
I try and borrow first. I'm trying to be better this year. I've started a spreadsheet for tracking.
I think you're smashing it.
Yeah. I've saved a lot of money actually through borrowing instead of buying. And then I'm still letting myself buy something if I really loved it. So borrow first, then buy if I loved it. Because we still like to support authors. Yeah.
We still like to support authors. Absolutely. Plot or character?
Character.
Yes. A long book or a short book?
Both. I want both.
Yes.
I want both.
Medium one?
I'd probably right now short. I'm going for like lots of shorter reads at the moment. So short. Let's go with that.
Love it. Long or short chapters?
Short chapters. It's like a little treat when you finish one.
Isn't it? It's great.
Yeah.
Name the first 3 books that come to your mind.
Talon Sister by Jen Williams. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Children of Gods and Fighting Men by Shauna Lawless.
Love it. That was fantastic. Do you prefer books that make you laugh or books that make you cry?
Cry.
Love it. Our world or fictional?
Fictional. Oh, 100%. Fuck this place.
Yeah, screw it. I don't want to be here. Audiobooks, yes or no? I know that one for you.
Yes. I gobble up audiobooks. Yes. I have multiple audiobook subscriptions and I use the library. I have a problem.
You are fantastic.
I love them too much.
I love it for you. Do you judge a book by its cover?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so do I.
I do. And do you know 100%. What? I don't think this is actually controversial because it is somebody's whole job to design that cover. They put so much 100%. Thought into how they best want to represent that story. There are loads of marketing strategies around covers and genres. I don't think it's controversial. I think that's exactly what they want you to do when you look at a book, is judge it by its cover.
100%. 100%. If it doesn't grab you, they've done it. It's their fault.
Exactly.
Book to movie or book to TV?
TV.
Nice.
Yeah.
A movie or TV adaptation that you preferred to the book?
I'm now forgetting every single TV show I have ever seen.
I think mine's actually quite controversial, but mine is Twilight. Actually, I've changed my mind from when I answered it. Twilight. I actually find the films a proper comfort.
They are really good. I rewatched those or the first one recently, and yeah, fantastic. I Okay, I don't know that I necessarily prefer the Shadow and Bone TV show to the Six of Crows duology, but I definitely prefer the Shadow and Bone TV show to the Shadow and Bone trilogy in that world, because you get the crows in amongst all of the Alina Darkling stuff. I just like the way that they combined everything. So I think I prefer that to the trilogy, but I still like the Six of Crows duology is perfection, and I wouldn't change it, except for maybe one thing. And if you've read it, you know what I would change.
I love that. I've actually thought of my actual one. My preferred movie to over the book is Far from the Madding Crowd. The book, the film is so good.
Yeah, that movie is good. I've not read the book yet. I borrowed it from my sister years ago. Never read it, gave it back to her. But I do love that movie. That is a good movie.
Good.
He's handsome as well, isn't he?
So handsome. Oh, I saw it in the cinema. It was great. Imagine that on like a huge
big screen.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Glorious.
Series or standalones?
Series. I do love a good standalone, but I like to commit to like an amount of world. Like I like to really get in there and live in it.
Yeah. Well done. You smashed that.
Is that all of them? How exciting.
That's it.
Okay.
You did it.
That wasn't too bad.
Of you. That was amazing. Right. There we go. We've got to know you a bit more. I feel like that's good. We know a bit more about you, and
for better
all about
or for worse,
your reading
you decide.
antics. There's no such thing as worse when it comes to you.
I don't know.
Are you ready to dive into the Gael Song trilogy by Shauna Lawless?
I was born ready to talk about these books, to be honest.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy.
And also, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet, but I'm going to an event where she's at this weekend. So
yes, you are.
I get to see her in real life, and I'm so excited about it.
Oh my gosh. You should ask her if she will do an interview with you.
Oh my God, imagine.
Just talk to me for a second.
God, that would be so awkward. The people in the queue behind me.
Yeah, just 1 minute. This is really important.
So this is really important. Yeah. Oh, bless. No.
Maybe if we ask her really nicely, maybe she'll come and chat to both of us. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
That would be lovely.
You never know.
She seems like a really nice lady.
She seems like a lovely lady. Well, have the best time.
Thank you. I'm sure I will.
I have to ask you about that next time when we have a chat.
I'll be texting you live updates. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh, I know, but I'm just saying we have to tell everybody else.
Okay.
But yes, I want live updates, and if I don't get them, then we're not friends anymore.
Fair, yeah.
There you go. There. There's high stakes.
Yeah, that is. No, that's right. That's fair. I understand. Anyway, sorry.
Are you going first or am I going first, Abby?
I'm going to go first this time because you went first last time.
Ooh,
my first question for you. So we're gonna do some non-spoilery discussions first.
Yes, we're gonna try and keep it non-spoiler.
Spoilers.
Yes.
And I have just clocked that we've not really described the series at all.
No,
so for anyone who's not familiar, this is a fantasy series that's set in is it the 10th century? Is that right? 9th and 10th century-ish. In Ireland, and it's inspired by Irish history and mythology, and you follow two very different female characters as they kind of navigate the world, and it's masterfully done. And there's novellas, and there's 3 books in Era 1, and there's a 4th book, which is the first book in Era 2 that came out recently, and we both got to review the arc, and it was very exciting. And on that note, Ashley, what were your ratings for these books, and can you pick a favorite, or are they all the same?
Oh my God, I literally rated all. Okay, so I mean, all of the novels, all of the novellas, 5 stars. No,
yeah,
all of the novels, 5 stars. Novellas. First one, Dreams of Fire, was a 4.5. Dreams of Sorrow was a 5.
Yeah.
Dreams of Chaos was a 4.5.
I think I did the same.
All 3 novels, 5 stars. No notes.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. No criticisms. So.
And it's amazing because I read The Children of Gods and Fighting Men, and I thought, this is 5 stars. This is amazing. How can it how can it? How can it? We've got 2 more books to go. What's going on? Read Words of Kings and Prophets. I was like, oh, Abby, this is actually better. But like, not to take away from Children of Gods and Fighting Men, but this is getting better.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're on the last one. Oh wait, it still gets even better. I actually am torn though between books 2 and 3. So I'm torn between my favourite book being Words of Kings and Prophets and The Land of the Living and the Dead, which is book 3. Because I think personally, even though all 3 were 5 stars, book 1 did such a good job of just introducing the world, introducing all the characters, introducing the politics, introducing some magic that's going on, and the foundations of the stakes were there. The thing I loved about book 2 was it took everything and really ramped it up to 100, but it really had so many tender moments, and that's all I'm going to say. Tender moments. And so I really, that one stood out for me for that reason. But then book 3, I felt really stood out to me also because all of that politicking sort of coming to fruition and surfacing and being exposed, I found so exciting. It was like, I was inhaling it. It was like, I just didn't want to stop. And this is why the buddy read worked out perfectly, because none of us kept to our pages and we just kept going because I just didn't want to stop. I'd get to the end and be like, no, I need more. And so, yeah, books 2 and 3. What about you?
I think book 2 is my favourite by a margin. And I think it's just because, like you said, the first one, they're all 5 stars for me. They're all phenomenal. The first one is such a great introduction. And I think I went into the second one expecting that there would be a dip, because how could she up it? The first one was perfect. So I went in expecting that maybe there'd be like a mid-series dip, and there wasn't. So that was great. But I just felt like we got to see a different side to the characters in book 2 than we'd seen in book 1. And it was really fun to see these characters that I'd gotten to know and kind of understand be put in situations where they were kind of forced to grow, for better or for worse. And that I found that really exciting. And then, like you say, those tender moments. And book 3 is fantastic. And the politics is really, really compelling. But I think it's that subplot in the second one, I think, that just marginally puts it on top for me. But it is marginal. That. There's so little in it with these books. So yeah,
they're just phenomenal. They're just phenomenal. I do apologise if you can hear. Can you hear squeaking in the background?
I can hear squeaking, and it made me very happy. I hope he's having a wonderful time.
Great time playing with his giant sloth. So I'm really sorry. I would take it away from him, but he's got a really sad face. It's very
Don't take it away from him.
You know, like the Puss in Boots. Oh, hello. He's actually here now.
He's just a baby.
He's just a baby, and he's here right now because he heard his name being said. Oh no, that's great. No, I think just all 5 stars. But yeah, no, I mean, it seems like we both have. Yet again, another example, Abby, of where we're just the same person.
Always in sync.
Absolutely. My question number 1 for you was, just out of interest, I would say in terms of history, mythology, generally, and particularly obviously like Roman and Greek with you, you are very knowledgeable about your history. But I was just wondering if you happen to know anything about Irish history before going into this, because I didn't. The only thing I knew about Irish history was about the potato famine. That is all I knew, and that is a lot more recent.
Yeah, no, I didn't know very much at all. Which actually surprised me, because when I think about some of my favorite TV shows, I loved Vikings and I loved The Last Kingdom, and they're both set at a very similar time to this. And so the
similar names cropping in, haven't you?
Yeah, immaculate. And so I know a little bit about I had a phase of being quite into the Vikings when I was a teenager, and learning a bit more about their mythology. But the Irish mythology, I didn't know anything at all, which shames me, actually. Irish and just Celtic mythology as well. I know nothing really about the mythology of the British Isles. So it's one of my missions next year to learn some more about that. But yeah, I knew very, very little, which I think I can see reading these, it would be fun going in knowing a little bit and then getting to kind of appreciate how she'd weaved the mythology in with the real factual stuff. But I don't think going in not knowing anything was detrimental. And in some ways,
100%.
it means you don't know the outcomes of battles. You don't know which ruler dies. You don't know like the major plot points that she's working around. So you're going in blind in terms of spoilers. Yes. So I think that probably was my preference, and now I feel really inspired to go and learn a bit more. But yeah, I didn't know anything. It wasn't on my radar at all, which I mean, there's a lot of periods of history I know nothing about at all, so it's not a surprise. But I feel like it's one that I would have been drawn to, so I'm not quite sure why I've never looked into it. But yeah.
No, I'm exactly the same position. I had no idea, and like you said, I completely agree with what you said. Not detrimental to the experience at all. If anything, it made it a lot more exciting because I thought, oh my gosh, how did I not know about some of these things? This is really interesting. So it made me a lot more excited, and actually, it was really interesting to read at the end of each novel when Shauna had written her little parts on. You know, because she obviously she sort of did a little bit of a commentary about the history and the folklore and the mythology that she'd used. And she commented on, obviously, the fact that a lot of the history that she uses is factual. And she's sort of done a lot of research going into these.
Which you can tell, like the details shine through when you're reading. And I think
really
the fact that she's kind of tied herself so much to the history makes the events feel so real and high stakes, because it is a little bit chaotic in the way that real history is, because nobody's sitting there writing history as though it's just it happened and it was chaotic and you've got to work with it. So I really liked, because I think I can't remember I think it was the author's note of the first one where she said she tried to write it just as a historical fiction and it didn't work without the mythology, and she tried to work it as a fantasy and it didn't work without the history. And I can completely see why. Like, it just the both of them together, it just sings. It's fantastic. She did such a good job.
Honestly, she absolutely smashed it, didn't she? It was just incredible, absolutely incredible, and I loved all of the detail. And actually reading about the history afterwards was so interesting. And I like your comment about obviously, I know that this was something else that you've enjoyed, which is obviously things like Vikings and The Last Kingdom. But The Last Kingdom, the vibe of that, the whole aesthetic of that is so reminiscent of this series, isn't it? It's what I was picturing in my head the whole time I was reading was that. And that's not me saying that I couldn't picture it from Shauna's writing. It was just that it felt very much like that world, because it was very much that world, and I loved that.
Well,
it made it such a rich experience.
It could have been happening in tandem to the events of that. I've not read the Bernard Cornwell books. My dad has, and he loves them. But I feel like it could have been happening in the same world as Uhtred and everything that he's got going on. Like it to me, it felt very like, a
lot of the names are mentioned that are similar, isn't it? So it would be interesting to know actually how many of them are, because you've got sort of, I know it's not the same one, but you've got a Citric and you've got sort of like Ethelred and things like that, and you just think, oh my gosh, these are obviously probably would have been very popular names at the time, but it would be interesting to see what the crossover was. So but yeah, is it going to be another but when you were just saying like about the sort of detail that she'd gone into with the research, I was thinking it's going to be another one of those sort of like when we were both reading Unruly, like a Mists of Time. It must have been really difficult for her to like pull that, because she did say like so many accounts would say different things, and she had to pull the most sort of factual, or really tried to like rummage through it and make sure she got the right things. I found it really interesting just reading her little sections on that, so I loved that.
I love an author's note at the end of a book.
Love an author's note. Adds so much.
They really do, especially a book like this. 10 out of 10.
Where there is so much facts gone into it, and so much research. Like she's had
And
to
choices
really
as well.
research. Yes, and she talks about her reasons for her choices as well, doesn't she? She sort of explains like names and things, because she changed a few names, didn't she? Because she sort of said, "Oh, this character actually had that name, but it sounded too similar to that person's name, and I didn't want to get readers confused."
Thank you, Shauna, because I would have been
Shauna.
confused as somebody that
Yes.
went down a deep dive on the Wars of the Roses after I read Game of Thrones. Everyone's called the same flipping thing in those wars, and it's horrifying and it's confusing. And then Rome as well. Everyone's called the same thing in Rome, and I just thank you, Shauna. You really did. You're doing a public service there.
To be fair, with the names that she's using and the spellings, if she'd have done too similar, I would have got really confused. That glossary of the names and how to pronounce them was my lifesaver.
Yeah.
My absolute lifesaver.
I really struggled in the arc of Daughter of the Otherworld, actually, because
there wasn't
one in the arc version.
Nope.
So I had nothing to reference. So I was just struggling along, like, oh gosh.
Just like, I think it might be this.
Yeah.
Or I would YouTube it and like get it to say out loud for me. Annie, please don't whine. He wants me to stroke his belly. I can't reach you from here, mate.
Oh.
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Next question.
You have said a few times that this is on your like list of favorite fantasy series, like of all time. And what is it? What is it about these that kind of pushes it into that list for you? Like, it's obviously a great series, but what is it that makes them reach that kind of top list for you? Because you've read a lot of fantasy books, Ashley.
Do you know what? In the last year, I have read a lot of fantasy, but prior to that, it's been I've not actually read anywhere near as much fantasy as I would like to have read. So I'm hoping to change that in the next coming years. But in terms of like my previous couple of years of reading, what I feel like my answer is going to be really boring. And again, I don't mean this as any sort of negativity towards Shauna. Literally bow down to her. But the thing that really gets me about this series is it's nothing like, she's not reinventing the wheel here. This is nothing like astonishing, but it's executed phenomenally. That's not even a word. Phenomenally. I can't say it. It's executed so well. To me, that her writing, this is the first time I've read anything by Shauna. I'm sure that I'm pretty certain this is her first series.
I think it was a debut, which
I'm right.
Impressive.
It's a debut. I would never have known that. I would never have guessed. She just honestly, because her writing was absolutely spectacular. I was gripped from the first paragraph, and she held me at that like proper edge of your seat feeling the whole way through. I did not drop from that the whole time, but whilst simultaneously being on the edge of my seat the entire time, thinking, oh my gosh, what is going to happen next? She also managed to balance that tension with just incredible pacing. The story is just going. There's not a word is wasted. But then she also managed to actually build character connection. The plot didn't go so quickly that I couldn't.
It had enough of those like moments of settling.
She had slow moments, but those slow moments never took away from me being on the edge of my seat. There was not a moment in any of these books where I felt like there was a slog or any slow moments, but at the same time there were slow moments because she allowed them. Do you see what I mean? But I almost couldn't differentiate.
Basics right. She got the basics bang on.
You said it way better than I did, honestly, and it sounds like the most boring answer, but that is what she just did it so well. And there's not a single aspect that I could fault. I couldn't pick anything. I loved. And also, I think another reason, it's more of a cheat really, but it literally mashes together everything I love. Fantasy, mythology, folklore, excuse me, that was a microphone, and history. All together.
Just too excited, the microphone needs to get out of the way.
Just flip the table, I'm that excited. Honestly.
Yeah, no, I feel the same, yeah.
She just wove it, and No, well, is it spoilery? No, I won't say it. But in terms of the sort of the magic that's used, it just has so many aspects of so many of my
Really
favorite
good
elements.
flavor, isn't it? Yeah, it's a good flavor of magic in this world
It's
of
got
this series. Yeah.
everything. And our favorite word at the moment, yearning.
Oh, the yearning.
Real yearning.
Bring
It was
back men who yearn.
bring back men who yearn. You know, proper like Aragorny. It
Yeah,
was Aragorny. That's what it felt like. I was
I
like,
get you.
that
Yeah,
is a good character with who actually yearns, and it meant a lot to me.
yeah. Yeah, no,
So,
completely agree.
what about you? Because would you say that it's one of your favourites? Because honestly, for me, it was just the basics, but it took it to the next level.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think it is. And for me, when an author can get the basics right early on and I'm settled in, I just kind of, okay, and I'm away and I'm swept away. And
Yes.
that's all I ever really want. And she's not only is the writing beautiful, but she just really nails, she understands storytelling and she hits all of those beats exactly when she needs to. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, it was like, I don't mean brain off in a bad way, but I just fully, like within a couple of chapters, I trusted her wholeheartedly. Um,
100%.
and I was just away. Yeah. And like you say, it
Even,
combines so many of my favorite things into one
yes.
wonderful, delicious little snack. So yeah.
Yeah. It was phenomenal. And even like she doesn't really have to world build as such because obviously it's Ireland. Like we kind of
Yeah.
know, you know, but even then her descriptions of like the world and everything,
It was
yeah,
so
just
beautiful. Yeah.
Shauna,
I've
we
never
love
been to
you.
Ireland, but I do need to go.
You need to go. I've only been to Dublin. But it was good. It was very good.
I've never
I
even
don't
been to
like
Dublin.
whiskey. I don't like
Neither
whiskey
do
and I
I.
don't
And
like
I don't like
Guinness.
Guinness. No.
I don't like Guinness. My partner took photos of me trying Guinness because we went to go and see Hoosier in Dublin. I mean, the most Irish thing to do. But we went to an Irish pub and I tried my first
Mm,
Guinness and my partner has got a photo of me being like, because it's just vile
it's
and I don't
not
like
good.
whiskey. I don't like
No.
whiskey. So we went on like a whiskey tour and the Guinness tour and I just gave all of my drinks to him. He was happy as Larry.
Yeah, I'm not a stout gal. I like an IPA or like a lager, but I
I don't
can't
even like that. I like
I
pear
just
cider.
I don't understand why someone would. I'm sorry, this is probably really divisive, but it's just so bitter. Like, how
No,
are
it
you
really
drinking
is.
it? I just
I couldn't.
maybe when I'm older, my palate will refine and I'll finally
They
be able
did
to drink whiskey and Guinness, but I just can't do it.
they did have
I'm
a
sorry.
really nice apple
Oh,
cider on tap. That was really nice, like sweet and crisp, lovely. But Guinness, nope. No, thank you.
I
Never.
I'm a traitor
Don't
to
want
my
it.
homeland, and I also don't like cider.
Abby,
I live in
it's not
Devon,
good.
so it's like the thing in the southwest is cider, and I'm a traitor. And I have no excuse. Actually, I do have an excuse. It's just that I drank too much of it when I was younger. Now I just don't like it. But just, ugh, ugh.
Oh, gives you the ick.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, just the smell of it. No, anyway, I'm so sorry. This is such a digression.
No, it's
Books.
interesting. I love it. Um, okay. I'm gonna skip a question. Actually, am I gonna
Oh,
skip a
okay.
question? No, no, no. I'm going to do a two in one because I think you're going to ask me a similar question as well. But I'm going to go for two in one.
Okay.
So, firstly, just first question, first part. What were your first impressions of Fola and Gormla? Our two main POVs, and then
Mm-hmm.
leading on from that, which character POV, Fola or Gormla, did you enjoy reading the most? That was a big sigh, Annie.
Okay. So
So, first impressions.
my first impression of Gormla was that she was incredibly smart. And I
Mm,
was flipping back through the book earlier in preparation for this, and I didn't clock the first read through, obviously, because I didn't know what was going to happen. But she, like, from the first page, she's scheming. She's planning and she is reacting and she's scheming. And she just almost immediately reminded me of Cersei from Game of Thrones, to be honest, just
100%.
in terms of that like ruthless edge that she's got. And I don't make that comparison lightly. I think Game of Thrones gets used as a comparison too often, but I do think that is an accurate comparison for her. She's very smart and very willing to make tough decisions, shall we say. And then Fola, she just seemed so full of love almost immediately to me. And again, she just, from like the very first pages that we see her, she is driven by family and love and loyalty. And I think, yeah, it's just like love was my first impression of her. I just think she's not in like a soft, although she is softer, not in like a she hasn't got anything else to her way, but yeah, she's just strong in a different way. And then my favorite between them, I love them both. I do love them both. I think Gormla was my favorite to read just because she's got like an element of unpredictability to her. Yeah. And I do love the chaos a little bit. She's and the things that she's doing, she's actively making choices that are causing a lot of problems sometimes, yes, but they're always driving the plot forward.
Yes, she's driving the plot, isn't she?
Yeah, and that's not to say that Fola doesn't, because she does make really important choices.
Huge ones.
But they're kind of like the consequences are less immediately clear of her choices, just due to the nature of their positions being different. But yeah, there's just something about Gormla when she's cooking. So compelling. Yes. So I think she was my favorite to read. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm exactly the same. In terms of first impressions, I was the same with Gormla. I completely do compare her to Cersei. And I think Cersei was the first person that came to my mind, as in, who can I, if I was to describe this series to somebody and they wanted to know what it was like, who would I use to sort of give a comparison? And I think Cersei is the one that comes to mind, just because, she, like you say, she's ruthless, but also fiercely protective of her own. Her children are everything to her, and she would kill for her children. She would die for her children. So that is something that was a real standout. And definitely, sorry, Ernie's just running a riot with his toy right now.
He's living his best life. It's okay.
He's living the dream. And he's just dropping things. I can hear you. And the fact that she just made all of these decisions, like you say, kind of, there was two layers to her, which at the beginning, she was very much schemy. And what I liked, and I don't think this is spoilery, but what I liked is, as the series continued on, her decisions and her choices that she made became less schemy and more
reactive.
Yes. And I don't know if I want to use the word panic, but she was sort of she pushed
has to deal with some consequences, doesn't she? Yeah,
she does.
And
she does.
Really fun.
It was fun to see her under pressure.
Yeah,
and she wasn't afraid to be ruthless. She didn't care what other people thought, and I really, so yes, I found that was what my first impression was of her, was she's ruthless, but she's so intelligent, and I loved that. And then again, like you say, with Fola, just so compassionate, just so kind, so gentle. I think that's another part of her. She's so gentle, and she is making all of her decisions out of what is good kind of similarly to Gormla, good for people immediately around her
family.
But yes, but she also really wants to not let it be to the detriment of others as well, which Gormla just doesn't care. But I liked so I love both of their POVs, and I think Fola's grew on me more, actually, as you go throughout, because of her relationships with other characters and things like that. But as you say, Gormla is just constantly pushing the plot forward, and just, yeah, as you say, she's just causing chaos, isn't she? And you just think, oh my gosh, this can't get any worse. Oh wait, yes it does.
She wakes up and chooses chaos every single day. And
absolute
I
violence.
really enjoyed witnessing it, but would obviously run away.
She's a nightmare, isn't she? She's a nightmare. She's a force to be reckoned with. And honestly, all I could think, and similarly to Cersei, when you think, oh my gosh, can you imagine being married to her?
Yeah, no.
You'd fear for your life, wouldn't you? Absolute nightmare. Yeah. You'd be looking at her like, oh my God, what have I done?
On the flip side, it is coming from this, like you say, protective. She's fiercely protective of her own. So if you were, if you are one of her own, she's such great character work with both
I liked her a lot. I actually liked her, and my opinions did change, but we can go to that at some point. But yeah, no, I think probably enjoyed Gormla a little bit more, but just fractionally more, just because she, like you say, she chose violence.
Yeah,
it's always a bit more entertaining, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Okay, so I think this is my last non-spoiler question.
Oh, okay, cool. So we can do the spoiler warning soon.
Yeah, and this is just a fun one. Is if you were in this world, would you which of the like descendants would you want to be, or would you want to be a Fomorian? Because we've got a lot of different types of magic floating around.
Yes. So for those who haven't read it, Fomorians, fire magic, fire mages, can wield fire, can kind of source fire, can't they? The descendants of the clans, they have different abilities depending on the clan they've descended from. So Fola is a healer, and then you've got others, haven't you?
So you've got a warrior, there's the druids, there's witches, cupbearers who have power over water.
That's a cool one,
I feel like there's another one, but I can't remember.
That's a really good. Yeah, okay. I think there is another one. Oh no, I'm thinking of druid. Oh. Okay, I kind of have always just wanted to be a little bit of a witch.
Yeah.
I do really like Fola's ability to heal, but I feel like I mean, if I was living in that world, maybe it would be really beneficial because, we don't have hospitals.
Arrows
and things
everywhere.
Like that.
Yeah.
Arrow just everywhere, twanging about. But I can't think in my head. I think healing, like, yeah, it'd be great to heal your family and stuff, wouldn't it, if they get poorly? But it's not really going to have. It's
not going to be like on the regular that useful
day to day
in the 21st century.
Yeah, I'm thinking I need something that's going to be useful. So actually, either being a witch or maybe the cupbearer, maybe being able to control water would be quite handy.
That would be pretty cool.
Could just run myself a bath, like just done. Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But maybe actually, I might go with druid. The druids were pretty fun as well.
I'm leaning towards druid. Yeah.
I'm leaning towards druid.
I always play druid when I play Baldur's Gate.
That's an excellent choice.
It's an excellent choice. Druids. I just think they're cool.
Also, druid's a nice word, isn't it? Druid.
It is. It's a great nice word. Yeah.
It's a fantastic word. Should we both go druid? We can be like little.
We can be druid besties, skipping around in the forest, making our little potions and talking to the animals. It'd be great.
Oh, that's why I want to be a druid, because you get to talk to animals. Oh, there we go. Twinsies. We can be the same. Love it. So, are we? I think. Well, actually, the next question I've highlighted is got the little circle around it, which means it's like the little spoiler circle. So, I think we might be entering spoiler territory. So, if you have not read the Gael Song trilogy and you wish not to know any full-on spoilers of what happens plot-wise and character events, thank you for listening so far, but you can leave now.
Bye. Oh, and to clarify, we're not spoiling Daughter of the Otherworld in this video.
No, we're not.
So we're
not
only talking
Era
about the first 3 books and the novellas. We're not talking about Era 2. So
okay, spoiler section. Go. Okay, I'm ready. What did you? Okay, with this one, to be fair, we could dance around it. We don't need to now, because we've introduced spoilers. So, what did you think to the magic system and how it was woven into the story? Because obviously, it's all the mythology and the folklore of Ireland. What did you think to it?
I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was really organic. I felt like she introduced it in such a readable way. It never felt like we were getting an info dump. And there were moments where I was maybe a little bit not confused, but intrigued, because I'm like, something would be mentioned and I'd be like, oh, I wonder what that is. And then she would let you know in her own time. And that's always an experience I enjoy. I really just don't like unnecessary exposition. And I thought she, introduced it all really, really well. And the way that it kind of develops and, spoiler alert, the way that Gormla kind of gets to turn the Descendants' magic back on them later in the series, I thought was such a fun twist, because I didn't see it coming.
No.
But it was so evidently where we were going with the knife and the plot elements that had led us there. So I thought the way it was so integral to the plot was really masterfully done. And I also loved how it, because sometimes with softer magic systems like this where there aren't rules, it can feel a little bit like it takes the stakes out of it for me, because you get towards the end and it's like suddenly somebody just has a burst of energy and they magic power the bad guy away, and everything's fine. And I felt like she balanced it really well in this, in that there was still a cost to the magic that was happening. They felt very balanced with each other, but it was also there's other stuff going on in the world as well that wasn't related to the magic, and the magic couldn't solve everything. So I felt like it had exactly as much presence in the plot as was needed. But it didn't undercut any of the stakes for me. So 100%. I loved it.
Yeah,
it was just tasty.
I would agree with that.
It was delicious.
Delicious to eat.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
Oh, but no, I really like what you said there about that, because it, as you say, what was really interesting. Oh gosh, my little microphones are getting in the way. Headphones, sorry. What you said about the sort of balancing of the powers was, yes, it's something I hadn't considered, is actually because sometimes when you're reading a book, it's very clear that there's a dominating side, or definitely a side that has way more threat. And that didn't really work in this, because actually both the Fomorians and the Descendants were just as much of a threat to each other as the other one was. So,
and
it was kind of like a level playing field in a way.
Just as Gormla maybe would have started to be on the back foot, she chooses chaos and steals some magic, and then all of a sudden she is this mega powerful kind of unknown entity, and it's like, oh, actually no, they're back in line again. Everything's it was just I could never quite tell how things were going to go when people were facing off on page, and that to me just says she nailed the balance of it all.
Yeah, it was quite unpredictable in that sense, wasn't it? And I think then you also had, it sounds a bit stupid to say it, but I guess the kind of there was almost an element of a realistic side to it as well, because as you say, though it was definitely a softer magic, it was also very contained with certain rules in terms of, they did only have so much energy that they could use. They did have to replenish. And so that was always an interesting aspect. But then you also have the fact that it's woven into the true elements of the story in terms of, I'm so sorry to compare it. I'm not comparing it. But, in Twilight, where the Cullens have to move every few years because people start to notice. Well, it's like that, isn't it? Where Gormla, obviously, she doesn't age.
That.
She doesn't age as the same as other people. So she's with her son, dude, we need to get a move on, because I'm supposed to be 67 and I look like I'm 29. And people are starting to notice. It's so there's also the threat of time, because seemingly for Gormla, time should never really be a threat to her, because it doesn't impact her at all. But obviously it has, because of her political position and her royal position, it has such an impact. And So I really like
It's
that as well.
exactly
So
like the Cullens. And now when I read it
like
again...
the Cullens. Do you think she had a wall of graduation caps? Maybe she did.
We don't know that she didn't.
We don't know that she didn't, but I really like that because something that should not be a threat almost, but it was a threat. Her beauty was a threat, which I quite liked as well. But then it was, like you say, it's kind of like she's this all-powerful Fomorian. She can't tell anybody. She can't tell anybody that she's a Fomorian. She can't expose that. She'd be killed.
Like restrained her almost, the fact that she's got this power, because she can't be too loud or be too noticeable, because she doesn't know who's going to notice and like what the consequences of that could be. It was really really interesting twist on it, I thought, because it could have so easily she could have just been like, oh, fuck this shit, I'm going to burn everything. But
just going to set everything on fire. So that was, I really liked that they were actually limited by their powers as much as they were able to prosper because of them. So I really liked that and how that was woven in. And then also, of course, you have the side with Fola where she's able to heal people, but then healing people is obviously going to expose her if they know how she did it, if they see. But she's also in an interesting position where she doesn't want her own people to know that she's using, because she's been told by her own people she can't use magic, because she's been sent to infiltrate, hasn't she? And they don't want her to be helping. So I that for me was a really clever part of the magic, even though it's not the magic itself, it's how it had to be used and how it was restrictive in so many ways. And I just thought that was brilliant. It wasn't just that they could just be like, oh, and just use their magic like willy-nilly. Like it had to be so controlled, so contained, and I really like that. And then I like the fact that, because you have with this descendants got so many different types of descendants with different powers, how they could work together, and I just liked it. It was phenomenal.
It was. I really liked how, while you were talking then, I couldn't stop thinking about how the way they're constrained with their powers forces them to choose when to use it, and then through making those choices, Shauna gets to show you who these characters are. So yeah, she just uses that magic system so well to the service of her story.
Yes,
and it's a great magic system.
It is a great magic system, and also but with the fact they don't age the same. Obviously, you've also got this aspect of there being like quite a lot of time that's passing at these points as well. And I think she also dealt with that really well as well. You know, you've got to think these are three novels, but they're quite pacey. But she covers a lot of years in these, and yet it's seamless. So I just wanted to add that as a little note as well. I felt that the time jumps never felt jarring or anything.
It never felt jarring.
Smooth like silk. It was beautiful. So yeah, I love the magic. I thought it was brilliant. And then also, I was just going to say, to add on top of that, but if you are someone that's read the novellas, obviously sometimes you get a bit more of a look into the magic, which is fun. So I particularly loved Dreams of Sorrow. That was my favorite. It was the second novella. The druid magic comes in a lot in there.
It does, yeah.
That was great. It was absolutely brilliant. So I just wanted to put a little nod in there to that. I loved it.
Speaking of Dreams of Sorrow, while we're on the topic,
do it.
Tomas. What a piece of work. Did you trust him to start with, or when did you get the ick? Because I feel like we both were kind of picking up on a couple of red flags here and there, but Dreams of Sorrow is Band-Aids off.
Oh my gosh.
So Abby, did you trust him at all in the first book, or were you like,
oh, to use your word, he's a shit weasel.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
He's a slimy, vile shit weasel.
He's so realistic.
Oh my gosh. He doesn't read like a false character at all. He was so real. And honestly, he was giving red flags very early.
Yeah.
However, and I know you're going to ask me about another character in a bit, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But I have to admit, there was a tiny bit of me that wanted to trust him, because we have the added emotional depth to him from the fact that he and Fola, we are going into spoilers here, so this is a huge spoiler, but he and Fola are married and they have lost their daughter, Aoife, haven't they? They've lost Aoife. And so you've got this really, there's definitely a relationship that's on the rocks. It's definitely struggling. They're struggling as a couple. But then you also have that huge aspect of they've experienced this huge grief between them. And you
kind of give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit, because he's
had
the
benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's lashing out, you know, something terrible's happened. Maybe he's just lashing out. And then gradually, when it wasn't, and I didn't fully distrust him until we got to the point where Fola has rescued her sister, Rona. And Rona has been, sorry, I'm going to say it, but we are in spoilers, so we're going to go for it. She's pregnant, isn't she, with a non-descendant partner, a mortal partner. So, which is forbidden. It's a big no-no. And so Thomas is like, nah, you're not coming back. We don't like you anymore because you've gone off and slept with a mere mortal. How dare you? And it was at that point where he put her on trial, and he was going to have her killed initially. Where I was like, red flag. That's your sister-in-law, you weirdo.
Sister-in-law.
Literally your sister-in-law. What a freak. So that was, I mean, it shouldn't really have gotten to that point. It shouldn't have got to that point for me to be like, but it was at that point where I was like, okay, you can't redeem yourself now. You're vile. Yeah. So yeah, but it did take me until then. I was like, no, he's grieving. You know, he could be fine. No, turns out he's not fine.
He's a very within reach kind of villain, I think. Like, I think most people know someone kind of like this guy, or have done at some point in their life.
So like self-important
and selfish, fundamentally selfish. Even when he's giving the appearance of helping others, it's self-serving.
Yes.
And kind of the more you learn about him, the more despicable he is.
Dreams of sorrow.
Oh,
it really, I mean, he was exposed already, but that really exposed him.
Yeah. He
vile.
I think he's on my list.
He keeps
of
slaves, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He does. And I think he's definitely on my list of, like, you know, that tag that was going around a while back of like, I can't remember what it was called. Guillotine challenge.
No. Yes.
Guillotine challenge. I never got around to doing it, but President Snow from the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Lycos from Faithful and Fallen, and Tomas.
You're going to chuck Vile Carl in there as well.
Oh, and yeah, Vile Carl, just because. Oh, so annoying as well. But yes, so no, Tomas was, just.
No, he was a piece of work. You
red
are so
flag
right.
From the beginning.
Red flag, not husband material. Get in the bin.
All you know that, have you seen the like red flag guy on TikTok who like
I actually haven't.
to people? I'm gonna have to send it to you. There's this guy who makes videos like reacting to stuff that people post about their relationships and things, and he will just like run across in the background with like the biggest red flag.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Really funny. So yeah, like him. I need him for Tomas. That's what I need.
We need to get a red flag and stick it on all of Thomas's chapters, because he was bad. He was bad. But it's okay though, because we had someone to balance it all out.
We really did. Although, so this is my follow-up question, was when did you kind of start to trust Mirka? Because Fola doesn't to start with, and it is kind of up for question, isn't it, to start with? Is he as good as he seems?
I just say I love how similar we are, because my question was, my two questions that were next were, who was your favourite character and why was it Mirka? And who was your least favourite character and why was it Thomas? So we've literally just covered both bases. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I trust Mirka immediately? No. But I didn't trust him because Fola didn't trust him. But I really wanted to trust him. I really wanted to, because immediately he was giving these sort of generally like wholehearted sort of themes, and so it was the moment when I was transformed, and I still don't think at this point that Fowler was convinced, but when I was convinced is Fowler has a huge disregard for Mercer at the beginning. She does not realise that he's Brian Boru's son. She doesn't know that, so she doesn't actually realise that this is
say, I love that setup. I love that, like, mistaken identity. She's being rude to him. He's minding his own business, and then he's like, "Damn." I love it. Like, I think it's so good.
I've never met a girl who like pushes my buttons, but exactly that. She is like, she's been sent there to, like, you know, get on Brian Boru's, kind of get on his good side, hasn't she, to like spy on him, and this is his son, and she's like, well, you're horrid, get out of my way, because he wants to build a bridge somewhere for his dad to help with stuff, the war and trade and all of these sorts of things. And, you know, Fowler, meaning well and good, is like, this is a bad thing. You're going to bring war into this village and these people. And then Mercer, bless him, goes off and builds it a bit further.
He's like, oh yeah, actually, that's a really great point. Thanks, I'll go somewhere else.
Excellent point. I hadn't scoped the area out properly. I'll just go a few miles up the road. And he comes back a few days later. She's like, oh, you're building the bridge. He's like, yeah, no, actually, what you said was great. It was really helpful. And actually, the trades are better here too. There's better access. You know, it's great. So thank you for the help. And she's like, oh, okay, maybe. Yeah, but I still don't like him. There's still something shady about him. But at that moment, the minute he moved the bridge, I was like, he's a keeper. Because I just thought, no, because he would 100. This is a prince. This is a, well, yeah, essentially, he's a prince. He's like Brian Boru's son. And he's listening to a woman.
Yes, which at this time in Ireland,
green flag,
is novel. Yes.
And also, I'm going to put this out there. We know at this point in the story that Fowler is a beautiful lady, but she is hiding half of her face, has been transformed by, was it Gona? Transformed her face, didn't she?
I think that's right.
So that she has a huge scar on her face.
Yes, a big burn scar, isn't it?
It hides the fact that she's a healer, because obviously if you were a healer, you would have thought that you would have healed your own scar by that point. So we know at this point that even though she isn't actually scarred, that she is quite severely scarred, or appears to be severely scarred on her face. And for me, Mercer is very much described as, to be fair, I pictured him a bit like the guy from Far From the Madding Crown. They're very tall and you know, very handsome and very strong and well built and quite regal. And so, but also a bit of a country boy at the heart in a way. That's kind of what I got from him.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
So someone in his positions who's very intelligent, who knows warfare, who, you know, he served after his father and is going to probably step into his father's footsteps. He's listening to this woman who is just, well, just a woman.
No one. Just a random
just a
woman.
Peasant. Just a random peasant woman who's telling him what to do because she doesn't know that he's royal, and or that he has any influence. And she is scarred, but he chooses to listen to her despite all of that. And I just think green flag.
Yeah. And can I just say how much I loved the fact that he falls in love with her before he knows anything about who, like, her background, what she's running from, before, because she is described as being very, very beautiful. And then the scars that she's kind of using as a disguise are described to be horrific. And like at one point, like there's a rumor circulating that she's a leper because of these scars. Like she is ostracized by the majority of people due to these scars, but he is not phased at all. He sees her, and him accepting her makes other people accept her. And that's just like, what a guy.
I mean, if anybody hasn't already guessed, this is the yearning that we were talking about earlier.
Just so good. And she gives us barely anything.
Literally scraps. So we're just like, me and Abby were like picking scraps from the floor, like, come on. Like, you really want to be fed it. And Shauna's like, no, you guys are on a diet. Like, she's just not giving it to us. And we're
Yeah.
like, we need more. The best thing that I really liked about this is that Fowler, the whole time, tries to push him away.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I can't. This is a terrible idea. And he still asks for it. And by the end, he's like, no, I literally want this with you. Like, I know it's futile and I know it's going to be painful and I know it's going to be awful and we're always going to be at risk, yada, yada, yada. But I want this. And I just think,
Yeah.
oh, marry me right now.
He's so good.
He's
so good.
wonderful. But like
And
you
he
say,
does
we
all
get
of that
scraps.
knowing what loss is as well. Because I know that his first wife, he marries her under instruction from his dad. I know that it wasn't like a love match, but I think they did
learn to love her,
learn to love each other, and they have a son together. And so he has lost somebody before, and so he's not naive at all. He's going in knowing what loss is. And also his son, like Turlo, is a stand-up guy as well. That's clearly a great man that's raised that boy. So
100%. Turlo's a great kid. And also, sorry, I just remembered though, because obviously at some point there is the sort of proposition of Merca having to marry Gormler.
Oh my god, yeah.
And Gormler is described as being absolutely drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
Isn't she? Like, absolutely stunning. And
Smoke
he
show.
takes one look at her and he's like, no, I'm fine. And turns her down.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Because he loves Fowler. Oh, he's such a great guy.
Oh, it's great.
I just love them.
I'm just looking. Sorry, I'm just sorry, a little squeaky toy in the background. I'm just checking to make sure for my other questions because a couple of them we've already covered. So just a really quick question to you, Abi, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Did you at any point feel sympathy for Gormler, and did your opinion of her change towards the end of the series? Because mine certainly did. Doesn't take away from the fact that she's still so interesting to read, though, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. She's just as
my opinion
compelling
of
and
her changed.
interesting. Yeah. I think she changes. I did feel a lot of sympathy for her, especially at the start, because you look at, I mean, in that opening chapter with her mum, and like she's been essentially raised as a political pawn. Her mum has used her as a political pawn, and she's been raised and told to like marry, breed, move on, I think is the phrase, isn't it? And she's essentially chattel to her own family. And she's married off to this aged old man who, by all accounts, is a brutal man at age 13. So again, there's a real Cersei comparison there as well. It's a kind of similar situation for her as well. And she makes the best of it. And then we meet her when this husband has died, and her mum's already telling her to marry somebody else, pretty much, and like it's like, go and do it again. And you can't help but like sympathize with that situation, because she was a kid when she was put in that, and actually, can you blame her for turning out the way that she did, when you consider the fact that she was chucked into this political deep end at a very young age, regularly having to have sex with a man she did not want to have sex with, presumably having to have kids extremely young as well. I can't remember how old she was when she had her son, but presumably horrifyingly young. And I think in that situation, you either wither or you become what Gormler becomes. However, that sympathy does get stretched, because she does make some decisions that start to feel less like she's protecting her family and more like she's using them as political pawns. A bit like how her mum used her. And it was really intriguing, I think, to start with, too, because when she's introduced, you don't know, like, she might take what's happened to her and break the cycle. You don't know, like, it could go either way. but she very much does not break the cycle. But it's still so compelling to read, and I'm really where we leave her. I know a lot of people would kind of on the fence about how they felt. They wanted her to maybe repent or suffer a bit more, but yeah, no, I think she's still a really intriguing character, but I don't condone her actions.
No, I don't. And I think, though she probably doesn't suffer maybe as much as she deserves, again, like I say, we're going all in spoilers, so it's fine. She does get one huge aspect of comeuppance, obviously, which is that the fact that the one person she has been, well, one of the people she's really been trying to protect this whole time, just as like, oh, actually, I'm going to use your powers against you.
Yeah.
And just turns on her completely. And it be a child of her own. And
like mother, like son. That was
mother, like son.
Yeah. Consequences for her own actions, isn't it?
Exactly. And that is, I think, where we see a real flip in her as well, where it's like, well, I've literally given everything. The things I've done for this boy, because he's a boy.
Yeah.
And
she's got nothing left.
And he's like, I've got nothing left. And he's like, I'm more like you than you think. Like I am you. And so that was a big moment. That was a big like, oh wow, okay. I really like that. This is the thing. It's so compelling. Like it's so compelling.
So compelling, and the way that she develops, because she really does go on a journey in this series, but it's so. I don't mean gradual in a bad way, but it feels very organic. Like you can kind of see how one decision led to another decision, but actually once we get from point A to point D, she is, like you said earlier, very reactive, very panicked, very paranoid, and it's now like she's not got the luxury of being able to plot and scheme. She's having to make decisions on the spur of the moment. And it just all developed so organically. It was so compelling.
So compelling. I am down to my last couple of questions, Abby.
Ooh, I think I have just one more. I think the other bits are things we've yapped about.
I think we might have spoken about a couple of things. So I've sort of chopped a few because I thought, we've actually covered that. So I've got two more. One's a fun one and one's directly linked.
Okay, I'll go with my last one then.
Go for it.
Did you expect from when we meet Gormla and Fola, because obviously they end up being on opposing sides, but there's so many similarities to them as well. Did part of you kind of expect that maybe they would team up? Because I did.
Yes, that was definitely a prediction for me early on, that actually potentially there would be it didn't obviously take until quite far into book 3 for the comeuppance that we just mentioned. But I did wonder if that would be a turning point, and then things might delve on from there. But I did expect them potentially at some point to sort of, even if they didn't team up, but to come to some kind of agreement potentially. And I didn't know whether the threat would then be elsewhere. And then like maybe Gormla's brother, obviously throughout the story, is a bit of a he's a bit of a one, isn't he? So I didn't know if they would end up teaming up maybe against him, but not being like a team as such, but maybe just like, look, lesser
remember
of two
who
evils,
the real
let's
enemy
get him
is,
sorted out. Yes, because
it's the patriarchy.
Exactly. I've always let's Thomas, get him out of the picture, and then your brother, is it Malmorda?
Murder swap. That's what we need to do. Murder each other's problems. Yeah.
I'll get rid of your husband and you get rid of my brother. Yeah, no, it was just, so I did wonder because, like I say, they are, I mean, with the way we've described them, Abby, we probably have described them as what people might think, like, how could you possibly say they sound similar? Because they sound like, the way we've described them, probably they do sound complete opposites, but they do mirror each other in so many ways. But like you say, it's because they both they're both political. I mean, and
Yeah.
also with Fola, as compassionate and caring and kind as she is, and because she's good through and through and through. She does have to make quite a few choices, and
Yeah.
generally, obviously, she's always making her decisions for the benefit of generally the overall everything.
Yeah.
She still does have to make some choices, and obviously, she's sent in ultimately as a spy.
Yeah.
But obviously, her primary drive when she's being sent as a spy is to protect her sister and her sister's son, so her nephew. So she's obviously, there's a little bit of there's obviously a bias there, isn't there, of like, well, I've got to protect them and I've got to do that at all costs. And so in that way you could say, well, she's so similar to Gormla because they're literally doing what they have to protect their family. So they do mirror each other a lot, don't they? Did you think they would?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was going to be like, I didn't necessarily have it quite as figured out as like teaming up against Malmorda or anything like that, but I think it was just my bias because I think I've read a lot of like multi-POV fantasy where they're all separate at the start and then they kind of converge. And so I think that I just expected that to happen. I'm not disappointed that it didn't happen.
No, me neither.
But I definitely did expect it at the start, especially because they are so similar. I didn't think it would last as a team up, but I did wonder if they would kind of maybe in the second book, like you say, be working for the same agenda at some point and then have a horrible breakup and be sworn nemesis for the rest of time. But because they're both immortal.
So. Yes, exactly. It was definitely, it was running through my mind, 100%. Alas, it was not so.
It was not meant to be.
It was not meant to be, but that's okay. Are you ready?
I am.
Abi, this isn't really about like your opinions of the series as such. This was just I was going to say, actually, it feels like this question might be a bit redundant now because if people have got to this point, they probably will have either read it or they really don't care about spoilers. But so, because I was initially going to say, well, what kind of person should read the series? What should they be into? But actually, I should have asked that right at the beginning. So I'm going to skip that instead. I am going to ask you a fun question. Well, I think it's fun. And it might put you on the spot.
My answer to the first question is everyone.
And everybody should read it.
Yeah.
100%. If it puts you on the spot, I've got some possible answers to help you on your way.
Okay.
But I wanted to ask, because I was thinking about, obviously, I suppose saying like The Last Kingdom, like it was very reminiscent of that, yada, yada, yada. If you could choose an actress to play, which both Gormla and Fola, who they would be, and also who would play Merca and Thomas and Brian Boru. So I've got some of my suggestions because I had to think about it for a little while. But I was thinking if it was like Last Kingdom, if this was a TV show. Oh my god, I hope it gets made into a TV show one day.
It would be a phenomenal
Netflix.
TV show. Yeah. None of this first season cancellation bullshit either. Like we need all 3 seasons funded up front.
I want novellas. I want all the novellas. I want all of it.
Everything.
I've got some actresses. I've got some actors.
Okay.
I've got some actors. So, do you have any in your mind, or do you want me to say some of mine first?
I'm going to be totally honest with you. As soon as you said Merca, you can tell I've been reading Lord of the Rings because I'm just thinking about Viggo.
Viggo. Yeah, 100%. I was thinking Viggo or the guy that plays Faramir.
Yeah, that could work.
I love Faramir.
Yeah.
Faramir, maybe.
Yeah, he's a good egg.
Yeah, Viggo.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just he is so Aragorn coded. And I was thinking this actually when I was reading Fellowship earlier about how Aragorn makes the right decisions constantly,
literally
even to his own detriment. And that's exactly what Merca does. And that's contrasted so well with obviously Boromir and I know it's the ring as well, like there's but it just really makes all of the stuff that's going on in Fellowship of the Ring is really shines Aragorn, like, is such a great light.
Oh,
And it's
I'd do
just
anything for him.
Merker is so Aragorn coded. So I just, yeah, if in my ideal world, he's played by Aragorn.
Vigo circa 2001 to 2003
Yeah.
with that haircut.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Love
you
it.
get it. You get
Love
it.
it. I wrote some other ones as well.
Okay.
So for Merca. So I put in here. I don't know why I did. Okay. Tom Hiddleston came to mind. Do you know Tom Hiddleston?
Yeah, I know Tom Hiddleston.
He came to mind.
He's quite.
He's not
small.
gruff enough.
Yeah,
He's very tall.
He's
really tall.
He's
very
more of
slim.
a like gentleman, like English aristocrat coded to me, I think, rather than like I can't see him being like Celtic warrior.
I get it. I also chose Dan Stevens from Downton Abbey.
Yeah, do you know what? I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Side note, have you seen the Netflix movie about the Eurovision Song Contest that he's in?
No, but now I want to watch it.
You would love it. It's so good. He plays a very clearly satire Russian character.
Oh gosh.
And yeah, no, he's very good in that. And there's some great bops in it, to be honest. It's a good movie. And it's got Rachel McAdams, I think it is.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's called Fire Saga. Sorry, everybody else that's watching this, but this is our show and we can talk about what we want. So I'm talking about Fire
Absolutely.
Saga.
Absolutely. No, I was going to say those were mine. And I also put in there John Krasinski as well.
Oh, I bloody love John Krasinski.
I love him, and I feel like he's got
people
the
that
eyes.
Ashley fancies. Yeah.
No, it's not. If it was, then Vessel would be on there, and he definitely can't play him.
I was just about to say Vessel, yeah. No, I can see John Krasinski as well. Yeah.
I'm going to say this one as well, but do you know Donald? Is it Donald? I don't know how to say it. Donald Gleeson. Do you know him?
Yes.
I really like him. I think he would be very good. I actually prefer my choices though for Thomas. Thomas.
Okay, shoot. Who've you got written down for him?
Because I'm thinking they've got to. Okay, so I've chosen what would be a good villain.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, that would work.
He's also very good looking, but he plays
I think he would have
villain.
to be. Yeah,
because he plays like Magneto, doesn't he, in X-Men, and he's I also put Christian Bale in there because he can definitely do like absolute nightmare.
Yeah,
and I put Oscar Isaac in there.
I fucking love Oscar Isaac. Oh, love him.
But I think all three of them could do a Batman.
Yeah, they could. I can't remember his name, and I know that you've not seen Outlander yet, but there is an actor in Outlander who plays like the husband that gets left behind, essentially. And I can't remember the actor's name, but I've seen him.
I know
he's in The Crown as well.
I know who you mean.
And he's just he can play like a kind of sinister quietness.
Isn't he in Game of Thrones as well?
Very well. Yeah, he plays the useless brother of Catelyn Stark in Game of Thrones.
Yes, the useless Tully.
Yeah, him. He can really do like that quiet, sinister vibe.
I chose proper sexy ones.
Yeah, he's not. Not from the like sexy perspective, but yeah, he is definitely.
Could be a swine.
He can be quietly insidious, I think, very well, and I think that would suit Tomas. So yeah,
love that.
Maybe him, but it's a kind of a different vibe.
No, it is. No, it is. But
it's got Aragorn, and then
so necessary.
But yeah.
I put in 2 for Brian Boru. I've got to put him in. Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I'm thinking Liam Neeson as well. Yeah.
Right, and Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, I mean he plays some iconic villains, so why not? I mean, Brian's not a villain, is he? So much, but he's not like.
He's not a villain.
He's a complex
I went for someone
guy.
Like kind of cute, actually. Really.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
I I'm trying to decide which of those I prefer now, because I feel like they're a very different vibe to each other.
They are quite a different vibe. I think I would initially probably go with Rafe because I think Liam is maybe, I don't know, maybe he's too soft.
Yeah. I get you.
And then
Yeah.
Fola was really hard to think about. I only came up with 2 for Fola. Emily Blunt.
Okay. Yeah.
But then I also thought she could probably do Gormla as well.
Yeah.
I also chose Felicity Jones. Do you know Felicity Jones?
I know the name.
Star Wars Rogue One, Chalet Girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Chose her. But my Gormla ones were much more fun to do.
I don't know. I can't think of anybody.
When you think of someone like naturally quite healing and gentle and calm, I was like, I can't think of anybody.
Yeah.
It's really difficult, isn't it?
It is.
I was
I'm
racking my
stumped on
brain.
that one.
But for Gormla,
Ooh, maybe Keira Knightley.
yes, Keira Knightley would be a good shout. That's a good shout. I like Keira. She has an excellent jaw, doesn't she? Just like fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
everything. Yeah. She's everything. I love her.
My favourite Gormla one is I chose Eva Green.
I don't think I know who Eva Green is.
Have you ever seen Casino Royale?
No.
Ah, I'll send you a picture of her.
I'll Google her after this.
Lovely dark hair, beautiful like pale skin. Oh, she's beautiful. I also chose Diane Kruger. I don't know if you know who that is.
No.
I also chose Natalie Portman because I thought Natalie Portman could probably do a good job.
I think
and Charlize Theron. Charlize
Ooh.
Theron, because she plays the witch, doesn't she? Or the wicked, like in Snow White and the Huntsman and stuff like that. And I thought she might be a good one. But I was having a great time, like sat thinking, oh, who are all these actors going to be? But now I'm just set on Merca being Aragorn.
Enrichment time activity now. When I'm bored at work tomorrow, I'm going to be like fan casting.
Just picturing.
Yeah.
Who are they all going to be?
Oh, I like Charlize Theron. Yeah.
Right.
That's a good one. I'm gonna have to have a proper good think and text you about this later, I think, because now I'm like,
yes, please.
Yeah.
I want pictures, like I want photos coming through. Like this guy is going to be this person.
Maybe some really obscure ones because I don't
watch that many.
I don't watch that many things, so the actors I know are very specific to the things that I've watched.
Yes,
repeatedly.
That's fine.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't mention Jonathan Bailey. To be honest, I could probably shoehorn him in here somewhere.
Yes, I'm sure
the Viscount could appear somewhere.
Be in there somewhere. The Viscount will definitely. The Viscount will see us now. Oh my gosh!
I love how this has ostensibly been a discussion about these books, but it's actually just been us listing all of these different.
I have no shame. I managed to squeeze in a vessel mention as well, so I'm really proud of myself.
And I got Anthony Bridgerton in there, so I'm happy.
Win for us. Yeah. Ultimately, this is a 5-star series for us.
Yes.
I have no notes. I am already loving Era 2, and I know you are as well. Daughter of the Otherworld was fantastic. We're not going to discuss it because I think we should probably do some episodes on Era 2.
Yeah, I agree. I think she set it up to be really, really intriguing, but I need it to cook a bit longer.
She's already done an excellent job of transferring it because it's just for relevance for people. It's about 150 years later, isn't it? It's quite a way after. So the events of the first trilogy. So it's quite a time jump. So I think a lot of people would think, oh, that might be a bit jarring. That might not go very well. But so far, I gave Daughter of the Otherworld 5 stars. Loved it.
She hands it over. Again, it comes back. She understands the basics of storytelling so well, and she hands it over.
The assignment.
She did, yeah. She doesn't throw you into a brand new situation without holding your hand, but she doesn't hold your hand for too long.
No, she's so good.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. Funny that,
phenomenal.
Isn't it?
Maybe when you see her this weekend, you could say, we have a really, really good podcast show that's really great. do you want to come on and maybe we can chat to her one day? Ask her, see what she says.
Imagine. That would be a dream come true.
I'm just saying, it could happen.
Never say never.
Ask her.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yeah, will you do it? Choose now.
That's how I get thrown out of the book festival at the Ancient Farm.
Make sure you get your book signed first. Throw her out.
Oh, do you know what? I'm actually really nervous. I'm going with Rachel and Cheyenne, which will be really nice. But we were all saying the other day, because Elodie Harper is going to be there as well, and Samantha Shannon. And we were all like, "Oh God, we're going to have to practice what we're going to say." And then we were like, "Oh, it's going to be fine because we're going to be in a group, so we'll be like bolstered." It's
great. You're going to be great.
Yeah, it's
have the best time.
Nerve-wracking. I'm so excited because she's doing like a talk about like bringing. I think it's something like bringing Irish mythology to life or something like that. I think it's
oh my God,
so interesting. Yeah,
you're gonna have to tell me all about it. I need a phone call afterwards, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll call you in the car on the way home.
That'll do. Thank you so much.
It's genuinely.
Abi,
yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for chatting all things Gael Song with me.
Always. I'm thrilled that we've both remembered enough though, because I was a little bit like.
Do you know what?
I was fine until like about 4 p.m. today, and then I was like, "Oh God, it has been a couple of months since I read these. Actually, maybe
it's been a good few months." I had the same 4 p.m. thought when I thought, "Oh my gosh, I've forgotten everything." But actually, as we've been talking, remembered a lot more than I thought. So I'm proud of us.
I'm proud of us too, and thank you for talking to me for an hour and a half about one of my favorite book series.
Literally would rather be doing nothing else but this. This is like my favorite thing.
Literally.
So it's great. I hope everybody else agrees. I don't care if they don't. This is brilliant.
We're so selfish. We had a nice time.
Care. Right. I was initially going to say, I don't know what the next episode is about, but actually I do because we're currently reading it. Our next episode is probably going to be Dracula by Bram Stoker. Heads up, guys. We really, really like it.
Really loving it.
It's so good.
I mean, who knew? Who knew the 100-something-year-old classic is worth a read? Yeah, no, it's
apparently it's a classic for a reason, like a legitimate reason. It's so good. I
was like a bit intimidated by it for a while because I bought it about this time last year, thinking it'd be a good spooky season read, and then I don't know why I need to stop doing it because usually when I read the books that intimidate me, I'm like, oh, this is great.
You didn't need to be intimidated. Yeah,
but
you just need to do all of them together.
It's so accessible and it's so interesting to see where kind of, well, not where the lore started, but kind of this is one of the like first times it was kind of all amalgamated and really explored in like the mainstream.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just kind of it's made me want to read Carmilla and learn all the things, and I'm just having a good old giggle.
Me too.
Because it's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
Sorry, it's not that serious. He's scuttling around like a lizard.
Honestly, don't. I can't. I've got images of this like thin, scrawny, pale man with hairy hands.
He's
just like
crusty. He's a crusty vampire.
At the point that we're at, he's not so crusty no more, is he?
He's
kind of gone a little bit.
No,
it's gone a little bit more refined, but it's great. So that will probably be our next discussion.
I can't wait. I can't wait to pick up the chapter tomorrow. I'm already excited to go to sleep so I can pick it up in the morning.
Me too, because we will probably be picking that up or chatting about it probably in November, I would say.
Probably, yeah.
Probably very early in November. But yes, if you have got to this point in the video, anybody, thank you so much for watching. Can't believe you're still here. We're rattling on.
Post a bat emoji in the comments if you made it to the end.
I love that little test. Like if you got this far.
Everyone else will be confused because it's not related to Gael Song even slightly.
Not even remotely. No, exactly. But no, if anybody has made it to this point, thank you so much for watching. Please let us know your thoughts on the Gael Song saga. If you have read it down below, or if you've watched this and you don't care about spoilers and you're still hoping to read it, then that's great. I'm so happy, and I hope you absolutely adore it as much as me and Abi did, because we loved it. We absolutely loved it.
And then come and talk to us about it when you've
come and talk to us about it. Absolutely. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And we will see you again next time with Dracula. Oh my god, completely different vibe, but I love it.
It is, but it's exciting.
That's it. Thank you so much, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.